I can interpret a bootstrap confidence interval. I can expand and factorize brackets, and I can recite all 118 elements on the periodic table. I can recite the various causes and effects of the Treaty of Waitangi between 1800 and 1845. I can even tell you the difference between the two types of herpes and where its stigma came from, the beauty in that being that everyone has type 1, surprise. I can identify every theme and motif in eternal sunshine of the spotless mind that reflects on our consumer capitalist tendencies as a society. I can give you a 6-minute persuasive speech on a topic of my choosing, whilst incorporating anecdotes, arguments, and evidence in a style that shows expressive tone, eye contact, and passion, and I'm not saying that's not important. But are you saying that kid in my history class wasn't? You taught me to read and I read, you taught me to write and I wrote, and I'm not saying that's not important, but that kid misspelled "your" 3 times in her suicide note. You never made us study for this. You're right, ignorance should be bliss, but that can't be the same when you only have half of it. This isn't an exam, this isn't a test. I don't want to fill in the blanks, I don't want to guess. Tell me why. You've given me flashcards with only the pictures showing. Tell me why. The girl I sit with at lunch thinks her body belongs to the world so much she starves herself for them. Eating sandwiches untouched, she wraps glad wrap around her waist until she wastes away. Tell me why. There is a boy in my class so crippled by nerves his arms and legs do not work. The butterflies in his stomach have the wingspan of eagles, and he can't just listen to everything will be okay because his logic is going stale, and he can't just breathe because he's living on an inhale. Tell me why. There is a girl, when I wasn't even 13, after running cross country, she was drawing finishing lines on the inside of her thighs, down her legs, all in red. I thought it was funny, because I'd never seen someone so clumsy. Tell me why. There is a boy who can't quite pinpoint why he's feeling sad, or what I mean is why the word sad can't quite pinpoint what he's feeling. He's never been abused, bullied, or used, so he tells himself he has no excuse for his mind to feel colorblind, but he just doesn't get out of bed anymore because he just can't get out of bed anymore. So tell me why that girl in my history class lied when I asked if she was okay. Instead, she didn't come to school the next day, or the next day, or the next day. Tell me why, after all you taught us, you couldn't talk to us a bit about our classmates. You're right. We're kids and we don't know everything, but we've seen so much of it, so tell me why you didn't teach us any of it. Don't tell me it's common sense when the problem is these minds are losing just that. Don't tell me it's a phase when our country has had the highest youth suicide rate for over a decade. Don't tell me to forget it, because if you keep suppressing this, it won't die. But another girl in my history class might.